Hello, good afternoon, good morning if you're in the future. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Readings Extravaganza. Who's all here today? Melinda, you made it! Or are you driving? Good to see you, dear. What else we got? Hey, Carolyn, welcome. Please say hi, tell us where you're from. Let me know how the sound is. I have a whole new setup now that I'm in Utah. Hey, Nancy, good to see you. We're no longer neighbors, Nance. Sorry. Boo, yeah. Not like we ever got to see each other, except for over Zoom. Hello, Linda. Welcome to you. Where's everybody from? I'm in Utah. I just moved here over the weekend. I have a whole new setup, a whole new room. I actually have natural lighting. How does the picture look? Everybody let me know. Yeah, I know. It's a good idea. I didn't think of that. Sorry, my dear. Your thumbs up on the picture, Carolyn? I normally use virtual backgrounds, but I'm not today because somebody might choose to have an Oracle card reading. So I can actually show the cards now. The virtual background always got in the way of that. Hello, Linda's from South Florida. Blessings on your new home. Thank you. It is temporary. My friends are hosting me for 3 months while I get some things together for a bigger move. Um, but it is really nice to be here. We've been having a lot of fun. I can't believe it's only been like, well, I mean, it took 2 days to get here, but I've been here for 3 whole days now. It doesn't feel like that. It feels both like hardly any time at all, and also like a lifetime. It's crazy. Hey, Melinda, good to see you. I hope you're not driving, dear. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling? How's it going? What's new, old, unfamiliar? This is a new time for us, isn't it? It's an hour later than I used to do, so we'll see who can make it and who can't. Oh, good, Melinda. Well, Melinda, you are first on the list because I have an IOU. You have an IOU. I owe you an IOU. I don't know how to say that. Oh, Nancy, glad to hear you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. I think I see a Jerry. Oh, Linda is a bit stressed and worried today. I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. How are you taking care of yourself? Welcome, Jerry. Good to see you. I'm wondering if I need to turn the overhead light on. Rhonda, did you get my email, Rhonda? What a nice story you wrote me. Awesome. Oh, Melinda, the train trip was amazing. It did arrive in Utah a bit late, about an hour and a half late. So the last 2 hours, I was getting quite impatient and antsy. But 2 uncomfortable hours emotionally out of a nice 48 to 50 hour trip was really quite special. That's right. I thought of trying to show you guys. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can work some technical magic. Not sure if this will work. What are you guys saying? Hey, Jerry. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back too. Yeah. I didn't go through Albuquerque, Melinda. No, I stopped in Chicago for a few hours, had really yummy lunch there, and then they headed out through Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska. I think it was Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah. And then into Colorado, through Denver, and then into the mountains over to Grand Junction, and then up into Utah. So, hey, Inga, good to see you too. Welcome. Linda, I've taken a lot of trains through Europe, and I've had a few trains in the US, but they've been usually shorter trips, like New York to Boston, Philly to New York, that kind of a thing. So that was really, really fun to do across country. I'm trying to see if I can show you guys the pictures. So keep chatting amongst yourselves while I see if this will work. If Zoom will allow me to do this. Oh no. Insight timer won't allow me to do this. Oh well. Oops. There we go. Here we go. I've lost it. Sorry, guys. One moment. Huh, interesting. Am I back? Ah, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh well, can't show you the photos. Let's stop my share there. But if you want to look at the photos, I have some up uh on some of my links, which you can find through the about page, the about tab of my profile. Thank you, Mary Lou. I'm glad that I made it safe and sound too. And I made a new friend who immediately joined us on Insight Timer. She downloaded the app and followed me and started looking at different stuff. It was really, really fun. Hi, Avanti. Good to see you. I'm on a newer monitor, so you might see me looking at different directions now. What else you guys saying? Oh yeah, that's the one I was on, Yvonne, was the Chicago to California, the California Zephyr. Yeah. Jerry, some teachers do put slides up, but not sure how they do it. I have to do it through probably through OBS. It's not working through Zoom, and that's okay. I'll figure that out someday as I take more pictures. Yeah. But yep, here's my new room. You can't really see it. That's the fan my friends put up, and I actually have a window. Okay, so this is hilarious. On the whole train ride here, and we'll get started soon with the readings, but on the whole train ride here, I kept marveling at it was the is the first time, how do I say this? Once I was on the train for about a day, 24 hours, I was thinking to myself, wow, this is the longest I've been above ground straight through in a while. And that might sound a little weird, but for my other live streams where I was coming to you guys from a basement room where that's where I was living for 12 years and it was windowless. And so I literally have lived underground or beneath the ground for the last 12 years, which is really profound when I think about it kind of spiritually, because that 12-year period was a very internal time. It was very much about going inside and rebirthing myself, really. And that's exactly what this trip was all about. So every couple hours after that on the trip, I was like, isn't this living above ground awesome? It's so much fun to live above ground. And I just kept positively reinforcing that. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, I know. Thanks to the virtual backgrounds, you guys didn't actually know what kind of a living space I was in, but I didn't have good lighting, and I couldn't share the visuals around me because most of them were pictures of Marty's family, and I didn't want them exposed for privacy reasons and on the internet and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. So let me test one thing. I'm just going to turn on the overlay, and you guys tell me if it looks better or worse. That will generate more heat. Does that do anything? Does it do anything? Is it better? Worse? It's a little bit better. A little bit better. Yeah. Unfortunately, I could not bring my my ring light. It would have broke in the suitcase. Anyways, that's enough. How are you guys? You guys are recently come in. Welcome. If you're new, please say hi. My name is Greg Phillips. I'm a spiritual guide and energy guide for seekers and sensitives who are on the path to the heart. And today we're doing what I call Readings Extravaganza, which was formerly called the Readings Buffet. And why is it an extravaganza? Because you get to pick your reading type, and everybody in attendance, whether they're on time or late, has a chance at a reading because of our beautiful wheel of good wheel of good guidance. So we use this little random wheel spinner thing to allow the universe to pick who gets a rating. So I am super excited for this brand new live from a new place, new energy, new geography. I wish I could show you the mountain that is literally right outside this window. There is like a mountain outside my bedroom window. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Vicky. Oh, nice chat we had this afternoon, Vicky. Nice to see you here. Cool. All right. So, for those who are new to me, to finish the introduction, I do a variety of different reading types. There's a lot of different stuff I do. I do sacred energy journeys, but here on this live, I am doing, you can choose from either an energy reading, an oracle card pull, or a channeled message. And it's really fun, kind of like a smorgasbord. That's why I originally called it buffet. But I like extravaganza. It sounds more powerful and more fun and more interesting. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Thanks for coming today. So, if you want a reading, we'll start taking names and we'll put them into the wheel. And then if and when your name gets called, then you get at that time, you can choose which kind of a reading you want. And we'll ask what your question, topic, or comment is. So who would like a reading? Jamie. Okay, Melinda gets to go first though, because I have an IOU for her. How do you say that? How do you say I owe somebody? You just say I owe somebody. Carolyn. Yvonne. Not used to typing at an angle. This is funny. Who else? What do we got? The weather, Rhonda, is hot and arid. Yesterday was 98 degrees high, which it's really hot, but the humidity is really low. We don't go out midday too much, and their house is really comfortable. And I actually prefer being warm. I'm wearing a t-shirt and you can't see it, but I'm wearing shorts and I have no shoes or socks on. And that's the first time since living in LA that I have been able to wear such things. So yeah, so the weather, I love it. Let's see, Jamie, Caroline, Yvonne, Linda. Awesome. Vicky. Yay. Who else? Carmen. Okay. Anybody can get on the list. Yeah, Rhonda, super dry heat. Like I think the humidity is 40% or lower, which is just pretty dry. All right, Jerry, I can add you too. Who else? Who else wants to get on the list before we spin? You're welcome. Linda, you're too funny. Yeah, hell is hot too. Is hell hot? Is hell arid or humid? Does anyone know? I haven't been myself, although actually I have been to hell. It's called Orlando in July. Orlando, Florida in July. The locals call that time of the year hell. Hello, Thomas. Good to see you. Melinda, where are you? 18% humidity. That's fantastic. What's mine? Albuquerque. Oh, maybe I'll get down there someday again. Love Albuquerque. Yes, our humidity is about 25%, and we're 90 degrees right now, but we had some rain. Can you guys hear the music? Sure if you can hear the music. Yes, Melinda, I agree. Shoes melt into the pavement. Yes, indeed. Okay, so far I have Jamie, Carolyn, Yvonne C. I think I spelled Yvonne's name wrong. Type that. Yvonne C, Linda, Vicky, Carmen, and Jerry. Who else would like to get on the list? You, Thomas? Absolutely. How are you doing, buddy? Anybody else to get on the list? You can always add yourself later. Of course. There's always room on the list, Rhonda. Whether you get called or not is a different story. Let's see what else. Inga, okie dokie. Everybody's allowed on the list. There are no restrictions because the universe will decide. Melinda's heard the joke, but is it dry heat just like a fire? Yeah. Very cool. All right. I think we're good to start. You guys ready? Before I spin, let's just take a moment. Close your eyes, my friends. So everybody who's on the list, and even those who aren't, everybody can be open to guidance today, whether you have a specific question or not. Place your hands right on your heart chakras, my friends. And just move your mind deep into your heart space. And open up all your senses, all your feelings, all your knowings. And just create this wide open space in your heart. Just feel the vastness and the spaciousness, how there's plenty of room, plenty of freedom. Feel the stillness. And in whatever words you wish, form an invitation to the divine to bring you the guidance you seek today. Dear universe, spirit, God, source, fill us with your divine love. Open our minds to your divine wisdom and bolster our strength with your divine courage so that we may receive and understand the guidance that you have on offer for us today. Trusting and knowing that whether we get an answer in this live or another person's live or when we're going to bed or when we next meditate, just trusting and knowing that whenever it comes, an answer will come in whatever form at whatever time. And from this place, my friends, begin to form whatever question, topic, or intention that you have today that you are wishing guidance over, and I will spin the wheel. Can you hear the wheel? It sounds awfully faint to me today. It's really soft. Can you hear it? Oh, you heard the applause. Okay. I'll turn the volume up on it. I don't know why, but it sounds really soft to me. I guess because it's a fuller space. Rhonda, you're up. Rhonda, you were like, if there's space, and you get, oh, wait. I'm sorry. One sec. Hold that. Rhonda's next. Melinda is first because I have an IOU for her. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, I was remembering as I was saying that. I am, Jess. I'm in my new spot. Yeah, with natural lighting. Now, Melinda, I owe you, so we're gonna do you first. Yay, Melinda! Everybody celebrate Melinda. Woo, Melinda! Yay! Melinda, you've waited. You've waited while I've traveled cross country, so it's your turn. All right, my dear. What guidance do you seek today? How can I be of assistance? And what type of reading do you want? Energy reading, oracle card pull, or channeled message? Jessica, you're not late, dear. It's just fine. I'm very comfortable here. Feels good. I feel different even physically here in Utah. It's really quite fascinating. And my morning walks are so much fun seeing the mountains all around. It's really awesome. Hmm. Melinda says, I feel that I've been shifting my way of being from living out of fear, worrying, to living in love and possibilities. I love that for you. Continue. I was wondering if you have any messages for me around that. Certainly. So you want a channeled message, is that right? About your shift or about living in love and possibilities or whatever comes through? A little column A, a little column B, a little column C. So nice to be here with you guys. Thank you for coming and joining. I hope this new time works for people. I know it's a little harder now for the Eastern European folks and maybe a little for the Western European. Whatever comes through. All right, my friend, let's see what we got. Guides and Council 7, please open me no message from Melinda. Oh, Melinda, they're so proud of you. They're really celebrating you in making this shift. And they want you to understand that when making shifts, they encourage us all to remember that a shift is not a black and white thing. It is not a, I was this and now I'm that. It's not a, I'm not this anymore. I am this. It's not, there was one way and another way. It's not binary, in other words. Shifts don't dwell in duality. Um, Really, the message is think of a shift the way you might watch the motion of the waves on an ocean, how they sort of ebb and flow, how they'll crest at points and then fall back down. They'll rise and they'll fall. And they do that all the way to the shore until they actually gently and smoothly reach spread across the beach, or that they crash depending on the intensity and the size of the waves. And so what they're wanting to encourage and remind you is that as you continue to go through this shift, there may be moments in which you feel like or get scared again and worry that you're going backwards. But the reality is there's no regression in life. There's only expansion, particularly when you're on the spiritual path, and particularly when you are doing what you're doing, when you are making a shift, when you are transforming, transitioning, expanding from living from fear and worry into living from love. And the purpose of those quote unquote setbacks, which again, there isn't such a thing, the purpose of those setbacks are really just reminders. Oh, this is a reminder of an old way of thinking. It resurfaced maybe for a moment or two or a day or something, and it doesn't mean you're going backwards. It means you're going forwards, but you're getting a snapshot of your previous experience. You're getting a snapshot of your previous way of thinking and feeling, and then you're getting to sort of renew and recommit or revise or tweak your intention for how you want to live from love and possibilities. So it's this ebb and flow that they're wanting you to remember, and to not feel, well, to feel whatever feelings that come up for you if you experience a quote unquote setback, but to resist, not resist. And they're wanting you to be easy with it all. So they're wanting you to be easy with any perceived setbacks, and they're wanting you to be easy with heading in this new direction of choosing love on a regular basis and looking for possibilities and really exploring and opening to the magic of spirit and life and in general. So it's very much about the ebb and flow. And when we think about the waves of the ocean, there is no efforting. The combination of the sun and the wind and the water and the very air and then the earth of the beach, they're all just being. They're all being their natural selves, right? They're being their natural states. And they're not trying. The wave isn't trying to make bigger waves. If that's the energy from the sun and the wind that causes a bigger wave, the wave's like, I'm a bigger wave. Yesterday I was a smaller wave, or an hour ago I was no wave at all. Like, and the wave isn't judging. The wave is just being. It's being completely present with what is. So let me see if there's anything else. And they just really, really celebrate and love what you're doing. They really appreciate this shift and the efforts you've made and the presence that you're holding during this shift, because you're also, in doing it for yourself, Melinda, you're also helping to shift the planet because you're carrying a higher vibration. You're living at a higher frequency, and that can only have positive effects, even to people that you've never met. So I don't feel anything else. How is that? This completely resonates, Melinda says. And yes, I'm getting the reminders, as you say, the ebb and the flow. The setbacks are happening way less often, right? I'm finally starting to just let things happen and just be. I feel very grateful and bubbly. Oh, that's awesome, Melinda. I love that for you. Thank you for your question. I hope other people found that helpful as well, because even though the message was being channeled for Melinda, it really was for all of us. I can feel it now as I talk about it. I can feel their love and appreciation for every little iota step that we make towards our spiritual growth, that we make towards living from love and not succumbing to the choices around fear and worry. So yeah, you're welcome, my dear. Thank you so much. You're grinning from ear to ear. It's awesome. They are also exuding that kind of a feeling as well. Hello, William. Good to see you. William, I don't know. There's no such thing as late here, but if you want to get on the list, you can after this next reading. Mary Lou, this is very helpful as I'm going through the same process. So thank you. Yes, I know, Mary Lou, you've been in this very same process ever since we've met, right? And I applaud you for your efforts as well. So wonderful. Very good work. Cool. Melinda, I assume you're complete, which means Rhonda is up next. William, did you want to get added to the list before I do Rhonda's reading? Or anybody else for the actually hold on to it. We'll do Rhonda's reading and then we can add you to the list before I spin again. All right, what do you have, my friend? I feel like I'm getting lots of messages about different things. Need to know how I know what is a message and what is not. Feeling I'm trying too hard. Okay. Okay, Julie, I will add you. Trying too hard. All right, so Rhonda, do you want an energy reading, channeled message, or an oracle card pull? Alrighty. Channeled message question mark. Okay, cool. So first, I would say, and even before channeling anything, just in tapping into the words that you've used, you're saying that you feel like you're trying too hard. I feel I'm trying too hard. So I would say trust that, my friend. If you're in a situation where you're feeling like you're trying too hard, trust that your intuition is letting you know that that's true. Okay. And the way that you know that is by how you feel. Because when we are trying too hard or when we're thinking too much about a situation and it's causing us to feel any sort of discomfort, whether that's a mild distress or mild anxiety, all the way up to depression, sadness, fear, worry, anger, whatever, any of those are all indicators that what we're currently focused on isn't the same or isn't in alignment with what the divine is focused on for us, in our benefit and in service to us. So I know you deal with source. So, when you're feeling like you're trying too hard, you're not necessarily seeing it through the eyes of source. And so, let me see if anything. Let me see. I'm getting the image of a hammer, and the sensations I'm getting around this image, they're showing me a hammer, and they're showing me that when you are actually in the act of hammering in a nail, you are really, oh my God, oh my God, this relates to your email. You're gonna flip out. You really need to find the right balance when using the hammer, not just the physical balance of how you hold the hammer. Yes, you are balancing the weight of the hammerhead with your grip along the handle. But what the gist of the sense that I was getting from this message is that you're balancing so many different factors at once. So you're balancing the weight of the hammer in your hand, the positioning of your hand, the amount of effort you are applying, as well as the amount of precision, right? And if you are trying too hard, what happens to the nail? Well, you can hit it at the bad angle. And if you're really hitting it hard, instead of hammering the nail down, straight down, you can hammer it at an angle. You can even bend it if you're hitting it too hard. If you're not hitting it hard enough, you're not, you don't have any leverage at all. You don't have any oomph in your arm or in your hands or in your wrist movement or whatever it is that makes the hammer go, right? Then you're not getting any result from the nail. Yeah. Oh, snap. Yeah. So this image, again, this kind of relates to what the guides were saying about for Melinda, and that is this ebb and flow. But in your case, with so much going on, it's not so much about there is the ebb and flow of it, but I also happen to know that there's decisions and things that you are needing to make in your current life scenario, and so there has to be an action, right? The part of the ebb and flow then for you is the balance, but it's not I'm going to stand still and try to balance through everything. It's an active balance, just like using the tool of a hammer. How is that feeling? Yes, Linda, I agree. The self-doubt we have about our intuition, we all have that, my friend, and it's just a muscle, a spiritual muscle for us to practice. Rhonda's feeling cool. How is that resonating, Rhonda? Tell me a little bit about that. Getting dusties on my laptop. I feel like yeah. Tell me more about that because I feel like there's more we can drill down on that, maybe just a little bit more. But for some reason, I'm needing to hear from you to drill down on that. That makes sense. I also hear that with the hammer, I need to use my tools. Yes, you do. You need to use your tools. And okay, I was just given the image of you with a tool belt, and there are tons and tons of different tools there. So when you're a carpenter, for example, and or you're doing a home improvement project and you're wearing a tool belt, first I think that you look pretty damn cool. So I would encourage, picturing you wearing a spiritual tool belt and feeling some power and some confidence from that, right? Because I've got my tool belt, like I'm a handyman. You can be like, I'm a spiritual handy person or handy woman or whatever you want to say, right? So there's a sort of coolness because there's also like, wow, look at all those tools on that belt, right? There's a plethora of tools. But how does a carpenter or a skilled craftsman know which tool to use? And this comes back to the intuition question, right? The first way that they know which tool to use is to know what function the tool serves and under what scenarios and situations the tool is most useful. And then they can decide with that piece, with the information that they've gained from the experience of learning about or having actually used that tool. With that, they can look at the current situation and then apply that or those tools to that current situation. Does that make any sense? I'm having weird dreams, searching for things, and seeing new birds that seem to follow me. Yeah, you definitely have a bird thing. What was that show? Linda says the hot girl with the tool belt. Yeah, absolutely. It does. Okay, great. Yeah, so there's right. So there's two main pieces, just to summarize. So there's the balancing act of using the hammer, and then there's the recognition that you have a gajillion tools in your spiritual tool belt and feel good about that, and then recognizing what the tools are for. For example, my daily walk, it's part of my spiritual tools. How does that help me? What is that tool good for? It's helping me for grounding in my body. It's helping me just physical exercise, period. It's getting me out of the house and allowing me to experience the universe or the world around me at large. But I also do breath work on it. And I particularly do breath work during the walk if I'm feeling particularly scared or anxious. And so then that's another tool, right? I can do the breath work at home without walking as well. That's a tool I use like in through the mouth, in through the nose and out through the mouth with an audible sort of humming or vibrating sound like for some reason that's very calming for me. It calms my nervous system, it calms me, it gets me a little bit more centered, right? Meditation, that's another tool of mine. um Talking to my guides is another tool of mine. People love to do journaling. I'm not super big on it these days, but I did it a lot when I was growing up spiritually. So there's lots of different tools. Talking to a spiritual friend, going to people's lives, listening to tracks. We have so many tools at our disposal, but even in doing that, we still need to know what purpose that tool is, like how that tool can be used, right? And then what situations to apply it to. So you have the balance of the power, the precision, and handling, and then you have the plethora of tools. Yeah. Hey, Joanne, good morning to you. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I'm really relaxed. I'm really enjoying it here. I'm happy to have you here. I think it's an hour later for you, so hope you got some more sleep time. Thomas, what do you do when walking and scared? How? Um, you're asking me specifically, Thomas, what I'm doing? Yeah, I go on my walk and I just let myself walk as far as I want, as quickly or as slowly as I need to in the moment. Depends on how I feel emotionally and physically. Um, and if I'm really struggling emotionally, I just start doing the breathing that I talked about. I'll breathe in through my nose and do like that, like a horsey sound, or like there has to be vibration to it for me because that vibration seems to kind of calm my head and lowers my nerves. And from what I've heard, there actually are breathing techniques with vibration that affect the nervous system. I'm not scientifically minded, but my sister attended some sessions with a gal who did stuff like that with her to help her. I wasn't sure if it's autonomic nervous system or just nervous system in general, and I'll just do that and walk until I feel better. And the amazing thing about it is I'm out there and I'm realizing that I'm breathing in the air, I'm increasing my lung capacity, which is great for the walk, but I'm soothing. It's just soothing is really what it comes down to. That particular tool I find very soothing for when I'm anxious or scared. Linda says, reminds me of the magician and tarot. You have all the tools you need at hand. Yeah, very cool. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Yes, wonderful. Glad that was good for you. Hi, Auntie. Good to see you, my dear. Oh, that's so good to see you. It's been a while. It's a pleasure. It's late for you, though, isn't it? Wow. Thanks for being here. Thomas, yes, I think you said breathing with walk. Slow down, walk to breathe. I'm just walking at whatever pace I feel in that moment. Now, when I go out for my walk, I'm doing it partially for exercise, but also mostly for exercise because I found that it's really good for me to move daily, and the walk is just the easiest thing. Um, And so I just combine that with my breathing, but I do try to breathe intentionally no matter how fast or slow I'm walking. So I'm wanting to take a full breath in and then let that as much of that breath out. And it just really, really soothes me. So try it, see how it is. Adi, how long are you on today? Any more space for a reading for me? Yes, there's always space for a reading. We just don't know who will get called on because we use the spin the wheel. Hey, Danny, welcome, neighbor. Yeah, so I go from being neighbors with Nancy to being neighbors with Danny and Peter, which is super, super cool. All right, my friends. Rhonda, you are complete, my dear. Yes? Linda, I love walking meditation. Your breathe will resonate with your pace. Yeah. Okay, Adi wants to be on the wheel. Last one I had put on was Julie. I'm gonna add Adi. Who else wants to be on the wheel? William, were you saying you wanted to be on the wheel? Yeah, Linda, don't overthink it. Sí, señor, Randa says. Muchas gracias, señora. I can't wait to learn my Spanish better. Joanne, I had a feeling Joanne wanted to be on the wheel. It's good to see you, my friend. Nia, is that Nia or Niha? Is the H hard? Question mark for your name, and welcome. I don't recognize your name. Oh, that's okay, Adi. I don't think of anything as late. That's why I do the wheel so that anyone who's late has a chance at a reading. Second one, Niha. Okay, very cool. Nice. Adi, I'm in Utah now. I took a huge train ride this weekend. Anybody wants to see the journey, please do go to my socials. And while I'm at it, I'll do a little announcement. Thank you so much for being here. I love having you all here. If you feel so called to, please do follow me on Insight Timers. You get notified of when my lives come up. I am 12 people short of 500 followers. So if we can get to 500 followers before the end of June, that will be actually quite impressive because I've only been doing lives for about 6 months now. And May was a wash because my friend died and I didn't do very many lives at all. So I would love your support in that way. If you are feeling called to support, there's lots of great options. If you feel like giving a donation here in the live or through my alternative means on my link tree, feel free to do so. I love donations because I feel like they're a celebration of our shared abundance and the amazing amount of abundance that's in life. And just every time somebody gives a donation, I'm just excited and I'm celebrating, you sharing your abundance with me, and then I get to share it with other people. I get to share an abundance of my gifts and my time with friends and family and y'all, you guys, and it's all just cyclical. So we're all just celebrating and honoring the cyclical flow of abundance. But if you're feeling like I'd really love to support a teacher and I don't necessarily feel right now that directly giving money is my path, that's fine because Insight Timer has set up other ways. You can listen to my tracks. We get paid every time you listen to a track. It's got to be at least 2 minutes or 50% of the track. But what really helps us out is when you leave a review, not just a rating. We love ratings because it helps. I believe they use the ratings to decide whether we get a track featured on the app somewhere, which is also very cool and super good support. But when you leave a review and we reply, we get paid more money. So it's really lovely when you leave a review. And if you're not much of a wordsmith, you can just leave an emoji like a thumbs up or a rainbow or a heart sign, whatever you want to do. So as you can see, there's many, many ways to support. The one additional way is to check out my link in the About section of my profile and follow me in any of those places outside of Insight Timer. That supports and helps me as well. And I love connecting with people outside of the app because my whole thing is wanting to bring us all together in the spirit of living from love. And I'm really wanting to build over time a massive community of people who are on the path of the heart. And I would love to have you join us. You can also join our little lovely group called Circle of Love in Insight Timer. You go to my home tab and then scroll all the way down. If you're searching for it by name, that might be a little tricky because I started it with a purple heart and purple hearts on either end, but you're welcome to join our group there. We chat about all sorts of different things. So that's the public service announcement. Who else wants to get on the list? Melinda, just donate here. Apple still takes 30%. Doesn't matter where you do it. So you might as well do it in the live because it's more fun seeing it that way. But yeah, you can't avoid Apple's surcharge anymore. There's no way to do that. So if you feel like donating, do it in a live. Or you can do it from my alternative means through my link tree where no fee is taken. You have a therapy call in 15 minutes. We'll have to scoot. Okay, it's good to see you, Melinda, and thank you for your offering your question for us today. I can't share through any links here, Adi. They're not allowed to share anything. So go check the About tab of my profile for my link tree, and you'll find all my external links there. I love the magic wheel too, Linda. All right, I'm just trying to see if I missed any people's names. Yes, Neha. Yeah, there's lots of different ways that you can support the teachers that you love. And it doesn't have to, I mean, as much in my case, this is my business. And so I do love seeing the donations to help grow my business. But I love seeing the donations as much as I love seeing people follow or as I love getting reviews. It's all love. It's all abundance and it's all celebration. On the path of the heart, Rhonda loves that. Yes, we are all on the path of the heart. If you are drawn to me in any way, we're on the path of the heart together. All right. Thank you, Melinda. I love and appreciate that so much. I celebrate the flow of abundance with you. So thank you for celebrating with me and have a good therapy appointment. I love you, Rhonda, so much. Who else wants to be on the list? Last person was Neha. Neha, I like that name. It has a softness and a firmness at the same time. Proud Mary keeps on rolling, Linda. Yeah. All right, I'm spinning. Here we go. Tell me if you can hear the click, please. That seems so soft. I turned the volume way up and it's still not doing anything. Do you guys hear that? Yeah, it's way too soft. What's going on? Vicky, you are up next, my friend. Calling Vicky. You're the next contestant on the wheel of good guidance. You can hear the applause, Jamie? Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. New layout here, new room. It's a little echoey. Vicky, yay. How can I be of guidance to you today? What guidance do you seek? And what kind of reading would you like? Here in the Readings Extravaganza. Is there a car for a prize? I know, right? The prize is guidance. The guidance on the path to your heart. But that's a good question, Linda. What kind of car would you want, Linda? I don't really want a car. I might want a motorcycle or a moped someday, but I am done with cars. Vicky says, like we just discussed, what direction should I go in the short term as far as getting some money coming in to finance my life while I'm getting my certification and starting my business? Yes. So Vicky and I have been chatting on Insight Timer for a little while now. We have some synergies in our lives. She's moving as well or wanting to move and starting in, what did you say it was EFT? EFT certification, right? For anyone who doesn't know, that's say what it is, emotional something F. I don't know what the acronym stands for other than the tapping. So do tell, Vicky. EFT, what's it stand for? Emotional freedom techniques, otherwise known as tapping. Ah, got it. Very cool. Emotional freedom techniques. Okay. And you are looking for Joanne, you do that too, don't you? Joanne's about to say something. Like we discussed, what direction should I go in? Okay, what kind of reading would you like, Vicky? Do you want energy reading, a card pull, or channeled message? Yeah, I thought you did, Joanne. Pick from the buffet, Vicky, my dear. Energy reading. Gosh, I'm not sure. Let me see. Close your eyes, my friend, and see. They all lead to the same thing, although I am still learning about the cards. I don't think I've gone through the entire decks. But we can do any of the three. Or a combo. We could do combos. Would you like fries and a shake with that reading? Channeled message, you think? Okay, very good. Open me for message for Vicky. I'm seeing very, what is it? Can you clarify, please? Interesting. So I'm getting a lot of different images, Vicky, and I have to wait a smidge because I'm not sure what they mean yet. Okay. Mm, trust in your joys. Trust in your joys. What does that phrase mean to you? Trust in your joys. Put faith in what you find joyful. So, what do you find joyful? What brings you joy? Your guides are disorganized. Well, it's interesting because the first image I got was like the top part of a lasso, and I didn't really understand that. Maybe this will make sense in some way. And then I got puffy white clouds flowing over it, and that didn't mean anything to me either. And then all of a sudden, this trust your joys came through. So, what does that mean for you? Trust your joys. The guides are wanting to interact with you a little bit on this to help draw your process out. Let me see if they say anything else while you're talking. They're elaborating on trust. All right, let's see. I have a tendency to think of work as hard and long hours. I'm transitioning to turning work into something joyful, but I know I still have the old story. Okay. So, yes. Okay. Two things then. So let me see. They said I could do either one. Okay. So what you just said there, I very much relate to that. I come from well, in human design, I'm a projector, and projectors um, don't have the kind of ever ready battery internally that some of the other human design energy types have, like generators. Um, and when when I was raised up and learning about work was presented to me from a generator's perspective, if you will, from the kind of perspective of someone who has the ever ready bunny battery in their gut and has an unlimited amount of energy to apply to anything and is comfortable and fulfilled by working and doing a lot of doing. And there's an interesting viewpoint of this if we think long and hard about it. And culturally, that has been, when we think about the industrial age and even before that, and I'm not super up on all the ages and the history, but when we think of the evolution of work, right? It very much has its origin in a sort of very generator energy. You do and you do and you do. Well, these days, now that information technology, information services, spiritual services, all sorts of other services, right, have been birthed in the last, what, 30, 40 years or something, maybe shorter, maybe longer, right? Now we're in a place where people aren't fulfilled, whether they're a projector or not, people aren't as fulfilled by this 9 to 5 work thing. They're wanting work-life balance. They're wanting they're wanting their work to connect with their joys. They're wanting their work to connect with what they value. There's a lot more preferences that we've developed. We've learned more about who we are as people and who we want to be in society. And so there's a shift. So you're not alone in this. This is definitely something that I've gone through. And, I'm looking for work right now as well. And, one of the things that I've been going through with that is this sort of hemming and hawing and back and forth thing. So today I was online on LinkedIn and I was looking through jobs, and they're presenting me all sorts of stuff. And for many frequent individual little moments, I'm looking at something going, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I'm like, but wait, that's full time. I want part time. Oh, you shouldn't want part time. You should be open to full time, Greg. That's what my voice says. That's my old worker voice says I should do that. Well, wait a minute. I have a preference right now of part time. Why is that? Because I want to do lives for you guys. I don't want to be so exhausted by a job that I'm not available to you guys, because honestly, this is my priority. And the only reason I'm getting a remote work from home job and the why I want it to be part-time is to finance my dreams of moving and being of service to you guys. So I can't do that with a full-time job. As interesting and as exciting as one sounds, it just doesn't feel right, right? But there's the mind doing the back and forth that Greg should ease up on his dreams or ease up on his preferences. And why is that? That's because the mind doesn't see the full picture, right? And so this comes back to what my guides in the council were saying to you originally, is to trust your joys. So let's think about that statement for a moment. There's the trust component and there's the joys component. So this isn't about your statement of transitioning your viewpoint of work. This is about the joys part, is about connecting with your joy. Forget about how we think about work for a moment. Like, take that, put that in a bucket and put it aside for thinking or talking or looking at later, right? Just compartmentalize it for a second, or however you want to call it, but just put it in a bucket and put it over here and just be like, you hold on a second, we'll talk about you later. Now, what brings me joy? What is joyful for me, right? And then the other piece is the trust. And what they're meaning by the trust, the essence that I got from it, is twofold. Trust as in having faith in you, in what you enjoy, in who you are, and who you're becoming, but also trust in the sense of believing in your joys, believing in joyfulness as an outcome, and believing in joyfulness as a means to productivity, believing in joyfulness as a means to what I call financial fluidity, right? I have to tell you guys about this. So I was talking to my dear friend Gemini Jenny the other day, and I love F words when it comes to looking for work. So I haven't found an F word until just yesterday. It's two words actually, but it's financial fluidity. And financial fluidity, I looked it up. It's not a common phrase, but somebody wrote about it back in 2019, and they say financial fluidity is the ability to be financially comfortable based on your values, lifestyle, and goals. As its name suggests, the meaning, oops, where'd it go? As its name suggests, the meaning of financial fluidity will likely vary from person to person. And to that same note, what a person defines as financially comfortable will change over time. To determine what financial fluidity means for you, reflect on your personal, professional, and lifestyle. Anyways, that's more of that. So the joys, that's kind of, it's not just what makes you happy, what brings you joy, but it's what you want. What do you want, Vicky? So like for me, when I get scared and anxious and struggle, because after an hour of job search, I get frustrated, honestly, and then I start getting scared. And I have to stop and I have to remind myself, what is it that I'm wanting the universe to bring me in regards to this job that I'm wanting? It's financial fluidity, freedom, flexibility, fun, fulfillment, That's why I like F words. They're all good for this. Those are the things I want. I have to stop for a moment. Why do I want those? Because they bring me joy. I enjoy freedom. I enjoy a flexible schedule. I enjoy feeling fulfilled. I mean, who doesn't enjoy feeling fulfilled, right? I think everybody enjoys feeling fulfilled. I enjoy financial fluidity. I enjoy having fun. Trust your joys, but you need to set, not need to, you're encouraged to identify them. And I personally encourage you to identify them in terms of how you're wanting to feel, not the specifics. Yeah, you do need to, when you're job searching, you need to specify how much money you want to make per hour or yearly and all that rotten roll. But that's just a personal preference as well. But in terms of spiritually making the request and seeking this work, these are our guiding lights right now, Vicky. The guiding lights of what we're wanting the universe to deliver. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we're wanting this job and doing this job search is for the way that it will make us feel. It will make us feel financially fluid. It will make us feel like we're supporting our dreams of our spiritual businesses. It will make us feel, in my case, it'll make us feel fun. It'll make us feel, those are what we're really wanting. The specifics of the job, they're not as important as that. So it's both having faith in those things and believing in them. So faith in terms of turning over your whatever, turning over your fears, your worries, your sense of control, even turning over to it your perceptions and old viewpoints of what work is like, right? Turning all that over, surrendering all that, releasing it, letting it go, and then really just continually to bring it back, putting belief in the things that you're wanting to the universe to deliver for this. So that's sort of that was a big message. I'm not sure how much came through really well, but I think it did. So what is that? How are you feeling with that, Vicky? Let me see what you guys are saying. Yep, Thomas resonates a lot, Vicky, with your goals and awareness of wish developments. Yep, this is for you too, Thomas. That's good to hear. And Vonda, you're a projector. Yay, projectors unite. I love projectors. Hello, everybody, but projectors have a special role. Hi, Violet. My dear friend Violet, good to see you. Yes, look at all the light. I know I have natural lighting now. It's so cool. Good to see Violet. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'll show you the mountains too. I think so, showed her. Rhonda said, was it you, Greg, that says to ask for the feeling? Yeah, I got that from my dear friend, Dr. Peebles, who's one of my very first spirit guides. He was constantly encouraging us to ask for the way we want to feel. Ask the universe for the way that we want to feel, because whenever we're wanting anything, a person, place, or thing to come into our lives, when we're wanting to manifest anything, it's always about the way we think it'll make us feel. And when we ask for the feelings, we free ourselves from being dependent on the outcome, because feelings, we can find those feelings even in this moment. I can choose to have fun with the job search. I can choose to have fun with my lives. I can choose to think of a past job or employment situation or living situation or car or relationship in which I had fun, just fun as an example, or which I felt fulfilled, or in which I felt free. We can tap into those emotions at any time. We're wanting to live from the inside out, my friends. We're not wanting to live from this reactive place of wanting something to manifest and never ever being able to feel the way we want to feel until it manifests. That's not living from our power. That's not living in accordance with how energy truly flows. It flows from inside out because we are the creators of our experience. And that's how we create, through our thoughts and through our emotions, followed up by right actions taken from alignment. Yep, Vicky, I need to identify the feeling place of what you want. Absolutely. Drop into that, my dear. Drop into that as well as you can, as thoroughly as you can. And when you have at least a couple, you just need to start with a few. I keep adding over the years, but you just need to have a couple, and then those become your guiding light when you are looking at a job description. Let's say you can borrow some of mine. Let's say you're wanting freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. In my case, I need to have fun as well. But yeah, you can borrow all of mine if you want. I don't care. They're free to use. They're not just mine. They're open. They're just their feelings. Their feelings and perspectives available to anybody, right? But let's say you're going to borrow mine to start and see if try them on like hats and see how they feel. Then you use those to evaluate the job descriptions as you read them. And if the minute you read something, it's like, that sounds grueling. Well, what does grueling mean? Well, that would be the opposite of fun, right? Or are they talking about you need to be available 24/7 every single day of the year and you want freedom and flexibility? Sorry, that doesn't feel right. It doesn't match. That request from that job description does not match, does not feel, meaning in alignment with your desire for freedom and flexibility. And so you skip looking at that job. Why? Because these preferences, for me, all the F words, these are the guiding preferences. These are what matters most, because if I short sheet myself on my dreams or what I'm wanting from something like this, then I'm going to go into this position just looking for the money. And what's going to happen, because I've done this before, raise your hand if you've done this before, just looking for the money or just looking for the one thing, right? And then you get it. And 3-6 months down the line in a job or a relationship or with a house or a car, whatever, 3-6 months down the line, you're suddenly like, excuse my language, but frack, I didn't want this. This is, I'm not happy with this. That's what you guys are saying. Vicky, here's joy equals abundance, abundance equals joy. Yeah, that as well. They are very much the same energy. Yeah. And but getting specific with the feelings, my friend, super, super key. Again, those are our guiding light. Those are our superpower, particularly when it comes to work, because there's work and love relationships, at least for me, there's so much intertwining of different thoughts and feelings and past experiences. And it is sometimes very challenging to sift and sort through all that, because there's past trauma, or there's past bad memories, or there's past great memories, and there's just stuff from the past. And I'm trying to move forward. So it just, those feelings are our very guiding light. Let me see what else we got here. Rhonda says, thank you again for your guidance. I got to go. Glad you got home, Greg. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Adi, such a great message. Trust in your joys. Put faith in what you enjoy. Well said, Adi. Put faith in what you enjoy. Trust, as in faith and belief, right? In what you enjoy. I love that summary. Very, very cool. Violet, oh, you're a 2-4 projector. I'm a 1-3. Yeah, I don't know what 2-4s do. Hannes's great message has made me think. You're welcome. Vicky, the message really resonates. Thanks. I've been thinking that this short term would have to be just something boring to get money coming in, but now I'm switching to letting it be joyful short term and long term in the business. Right. Now, here's the thing with that. In it may be part of the path, maybe, for the short term just to get the money in. That may be a viable solution. It's the same possibility with me. But here's the key of this. I was told by my future self several months ago when having a private reading with Susan Sage. If anybody doesn't know Susan Sage, great teacher here in Insight Timer, please do follow her as well. Also follow Violet. She's such a sweetheart. She collabs and organizes people and does beautiful things with crystals and cards, and is just a wonderful human being. So Violet 108, she's a teacher as well. There you go. Yes. I love propping up other teachers. Anyways, so we met with my future self, and his main message to me was, don't downgrade your dreams, Greg. I do this incessantly. I will think, here's what I want. And then even before I have it, because I'm anxious or I'm scared or I'm worried, even before I have it, I downgrade the dream and I start settling. And I've done this enough in my life to know that when I settle, I get exactly what I settled for, and I don't get what I want. And so it's so important right now, I think, for all of us, if you have a dream, my friends, for anything, believe that having the desire for that dream is enough to make that dream come true. But we also are encouraged by source to stay the course. And I did not intentionally mean that to rhyme, but it did. That's hilarious. Encouraged by source to stay the course. And how do we stay the course? We know what we figure out how we want to feel from a situation or a scenario that we want. How do we want it? What do we expect to feel when we get it? And just start focusing our energy and our mind on those feelings right now and look for evidence of it and stay true, right? And who knows how long it takes. But this whole notion of downgrading our dreams it's a very powerful notion, but is a very disempowering action, if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me at least. How do we say that? Laksh? Ooh, is that like Lakshmi? That's awesome. Laksh, I'll add you to the list and we'll see what the universe brings up. I like that. Laksh like Lakshmi. Yeah, Susan Sage, she is fantastic. Actually, we might want to add her, Violet, to the next collab. Oh, that could be really cool. Check her out first and let me know what you think. Okay, let me see. Oh, you guys are talking so much. This is awesome. I have to be careful with the scroll. Vicky says relaxed. Yes, good. Freedom, flexibility, and in my wheelhouse. So try to get a little bit deeper on the clarity, Vicky, about in your wheelhouse, the feeling around that, because that's a great concept, right? It's a great perception, but there's a feeling around that. So try to identify what the feeling of that is. Fit, like good fit, alignment, something like that. Alignment's not really a feeling, but yeah, general sense. All right, what else you guys saying? It can scroll by so quickly sometimes. Relax, freedom, flex. Yes, 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 very good. Hannah, I just pulled an oracle card and it said synchronicities. Then I turned this on. I feel like I was meant to hear this message. Yeah, synchronicities are amazing, aren't they? I love them. And serendipities. Oh, Laksh. Laksh is my partner and I broke up 2 months back. It was a bad breakup. Mistakes on both sides. I miss him today. Many days I hate him too. How is he doing? Does he miss me? I thought our match really was made in heaven. I feel lonely and sad. Oh, many hearts to you, Laksh. I actually don't take random questions like that. We put everybody on a list and put them in a random wheel. And then if they get picked, but I just want to encourage you to stay in your heart, my friend. Follow through with the emotions and try not to think about what could have been or what was unless it's a happy memory, you know. um, I'm sure that if you get picked, we'll see what kind of answer you get, but I trust that your answer, trust that the guidance that you seek will come, whether it's in this live or someone else's or a future event or something. All right. You're welcome, Violet. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a little tired, so having to lean in to see the writing. Synchronicity. I'm putting that on my next vision board. Okay, cool. Yes, Lakshmi, one of my favorite names from what is it, Bhagavad Gita, or from Hindu teachings and things. Yeah, look her up, Violet. Okay, yeah, Joanne says she's great. She is great. She's a sweetheart and a beautiful soul and really, really awesome, professional, intuitive. Yeah. Hi, Pamela. Oh, well, welcome. Coming in late. All right. But what are you saying, Greg? Greg, do you have a way to reach her? If so, please tell her about our collaboration. See if I can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have her email and everything. I can reach out to her and ask. All right. Vicky, how are you feeling? That was a huge reading and a massive download and lots of good information. Folks, if you're coming in late or if you feel like you're not fully integrating the messages that might be coming through for other people that are also resonate with you. I do record all these lives and I put them up on my YouTube channel within a few hours after the live. Sorry about last Friday. I had a train to catch and couldn't put the live up until Monday. But yeah, it's a great place to watch the replay and just sort of sit with the reading again if you want, or just see what was said earlier. Yeah. Um, good. Thank you, Vicky. I love this for you. I really appreciate the camaraderie of being on a similar vibe in our path right now. So thank you for your question, because that was just as much important for me as it was for you, and it sounds like for others as well. So thank you for being service to all of us through your seeking your guidance. So yeah, good stuff. All right. Let's see where we're at. An hour and 15 minutes. We might have time for it. We definitely have time for one more, maybe two, depending on the size of the reading. So before I spin again, does anyone else want to get on the list for the wheel for the reading? I gotta tell you, being in t-shirt, shorts, and sockless is such a joy. I forgot what it was like to live in warmth. I really love it. Pamela would like to be on. Anybody else? Oh, I wish I could. I wonder if my when we're done with readings, I'm gonna see if the camera cord is long enough to show you guys the mountain outside my window. I think that would be fun. Joyce, you want to get on? And Claire. Okay, Claire and Joyce. Okay. Last call. Last call to get on the list. Yeah. Yeah, sunscreen. I always forget, Inga. Okay, we're gonna spin the wheel again. I have to figure out why that's so quiet. Carolyn, are you still here? I know she was early on. Carolyn, are you here? Yes, you're the next lucky person on the wheel of good guidance. How can I be of service to you? And what kind of reading do you want? Energy reading, oracle card, or channeled message? Oh, and by the way, if anybody feels called to work with me, privately, I do privates as well. So there's a number of you have had them with me, and they're really enjoyable. You get a full hour of yourself to just me. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. It could be really, really helpful and also really, really enjoyable. So, Carolyn, what guidance do you seek, my dear? Insight related to when I will get employment that, oh, can you clarify that? That I think there was a typo there. When I will get employment that I safe, that I help me out there, my friend. That is safe. Interesting choice of words. Insight related to when I will get employment that is safe. Can you clarify what you mean by safe? Looking for over a year. I don't do anything predictive, and I deal strictly with energy and thought patterns, viewpoints per se. But help me with what your meaning and understanding of safe is. And what kind of reading would you like? I've had multiple toxic work environments. Oh, okay. Got it. What kind of reading do you want? Channeled message, energy, or an oracle card pull? I think this one's energy and channeled combined. I think. I don't know why I'm sensing that, but I am. Interesting. You don't know what those are. Cool. I'll just wing it then and I'll let you know. So, well, energy readings, I actually read people's chakras in different chakras and see the energy inside of it. And then we work through either shifting that, transforming it, or just understanding and accepting it. Channeled reading is mostly from my guides, and an oracle card pull is from one of our beautiful oracle decks, like the dragon oracle cards. But I'm sensing energy and channeling for you, so that's fine. So here's the interesting thing. I understand your notion of safety. I feel though that there's a there's a sense that the perspective on toxic work environments is so, for whatever reason, the experiences that you've had, that perspective has kind of become ingrained in your mind. And so there's a fine line here. And when we look at this scenario of looking for work that is safe, if that's your only parameter, um, then the question really becomes, I kind of feel like you're got one foot in mentally, that is, from perspectives in terms of where your mind is focused. Part of you is still focused on the toxicity of the past experiences, and that maybe you haven't quite gotten a sense of what safety truly means for you yet, because it's easy to sit in the thought, I want to have a job that isn't toxic. Well, unfortunately, when we speak in those types of words, the universe is just hearing the topic of the sentence, the topic being toxicity, not the not. They don't hear the not. The universe just hears the focus. So we want to be, so it's great that you're saying you want employment that is safe, but I kind of feel like there's more drilling down on how you're wanting to feel for that. So safety is one thing, but we're wanting to tap into feelings and emotions that you desire from this, from an employment scenario that have nothing to do with the toxicity. So what's something that a way that you would like to feel, when you get this job, other than safe? What other feelings, emotions, and experiences would you want from this? Do you want to feel supported? That includes financially supported as well as supported by the employees and the management. Do you want to feel fulfilled? Do you want to feel challenged? Do you want to feel intrigued? Do you want to feel do you want to feel connected? Do you want to feel comfortable? Do you want to feel friendly? Well, the word healthy comes up for Vicky. Yeah, okay. So Carolyn, do any of those, you can borrow any of those words that I said if they resonate with you, right? And just claim them for your own if you do. But let's see even just a couple more words other than safe. Words that have nothing to do with toxicity, but purely similar to the message that we were getting before for Vicky, is just the trusting in your joys, the putting the faith in, how did Adi say it? Putting faith in what you enjoy. So let's see what words you've got, Carolyn. Because here's the key thing. This is the message that I'm mostly getting for you. If you are looking for work from a place of not wanting the toxic environment, then all the universe knows is that your topic is toxic environment. So you're not going to have the ability to recognize and identify positions that aren't that. So you have to drill down, not have to, I hate using that word. You are encouraged, I invite you to get clear about what you are wanting and maintaining a singular focus on those desired feelings. So let me see if, tell me if that makes any sense and what feelings and words can be tied to that for you. For you, it's personal. It's getting warm in here, so I'm glad we're ending soon because I've got to close the curtains. So Carolyn, give you some words right now in the chat. Let's be here to support you. Respected, valued. Okay. Respected is more of a thought than yeah, I mean, sort of a feeling. It's not typically one of the emotions, but valued is. Yeah, absolutely. What else? Belonging. Very good. Yes. Feel that for a second. Stop for a moment. I'm wanting to feel a sense of belonging. I'm wanting to feel like I belong. I'm wanting to feel like I fit in. Yes, that feels really good, doesn't it? Just feel that for a moment. Imagine here's this job and you're feeling like you fit in. You feel like you belong there. What happens when you feel like you belong there? You begin to enjoy the work, the actual tasks that you do. You begin to enjoy the people that you're with. You begin to enjoy all sorts of different things about it. And that even the more challenging tasks, maybe some of the ones that you might not be super interested in, are fine because you feel like you belong there. Yeah, there's a flow, right? Oh, you were questioning, Inga. Yeah, good. So continue to make this list for yourself, Carolyn, and then every day before you start your job search, or in the morning when you meditate. I don't know if you have a regular practice, but at least do this every day before you do your job search. Stop and sit, maybe even before you turn the computer on or look through any listings, and just stop for a moment and say, "Dear universe," or whatever word you use to call the divine, "Dear universe, please help me to recognize the following feelings in the listings that I read today." And just mention the feelings. Even write them down if you have trouble keeping track of them. Write them down and just say, "Dear universe, I wish to feel that, the other thing, from my next job," right? And use that as your guiding light, just like we were talking to Vicky. These are your joys. Trust in these. Put your faith in these things that you enjoy. You enjoy feeling belonging. You enjoy feeling valued. You enjoy feeling supported. There's probably others that you can put on the list. It doesn't have to be huge, just a handful of emotions, but make those your guiding lights. And when you just like for me and Vicky, when you look at the listings, instead of worrying about the money when you first read through it or worrying about anything else, evaluate the listing based on those guiding lights, those guiding feelings. And if it doesn't match on one of them that's important to you, delete the listing, skip it, move on to the next. Okay. And then here's the other real great suggestion I have. I would strongly encourage that you check out Violet 108's tracks, or at least lives on scripting. Violet, do you have a track on scripting? I think I've heard you say that. Kindly confirm. Yes, please check that out. Her scripting. So for anyone who's familiar with Abraham Hicks, there is a concept that they have taught for quite a while called pre-paving your experience. I'm saying it in my own way. Pre-paving is their word. The idea of pre-paving is that we don't have to wait for something to happen. We can make it happen in our mind. We can experience it in our mind. Violet's scripting tool is so good for this because it combines the pre-paving of our thoughts with journaling. And you literally write out the story of what you want, and you write it. And maybe Violet will explain it better. I hope I don't butcher this, Violet, because I'm just getting it from one time with you. But you write it out from in a present tense, not "I hope to" or "I want to." You write it from as though it has already occurred, and you write it from a feeling place. You don't care so much, at least when I do it, you don't care so much about the details, but you write out something like, this new job is amazing. I love the sense of belonging I get from the minute I walk in the door. I love seeing my coworkers and they smile and greet me and they're happy to see me. I love this feeling. I love how connected I feel, how challenging the work is, and how fulfilling the work is. And quite honestly, I'm super pleased with the pay, which was surprising, but a really happy surprise. And you just stay in that kind of vibe. What you are doing when you do that, my friends, whether you do it just in your mind or whether you write it out through Violet's scripting tool, I'm explaining it beautifully. Wonderful. What you are doing is okay, so there's two pieces to this. First off, and this will be the last reading we do because I have to wrap up in a minute. First off, there's a core tenet underneath this, and this is my ad on what Violet does. The core tenet under this is that anytime you have a desire for anything, anytime any of us have a desire for anything, the universe energetically creates it in completion, in totality. It exists the minute we desire it. period. Which means if we have the capacity to desire something, then the universe has the capacity to deliver it. But it is our job to line up with that energetically. And the way we do that is through lots of different tools, games, and exercises, like scripting, like pre-paving, like asking for the emotions only and not the specifics, right? Those are all just different tools on Rhonda's tool belt or on our tool belts, our spiritual tool belts, to help with getting us in alignment with really the energy of love. Because when the universe creates that energetically for us, they're doing it with the very essence of love, with the very energy and vibration of love. If we're in looking at our past errors, mistakes, and bad experiences, we're not in that same energy. So the universe can't send the universal postal person or the universal FedEx or UPS to deliver that thing that we desire. It can only be delivered when everything is orchestrated for us. And it really helps to just trust that that is inevitable. I know that's hard. I have a hard time with it too, but it is the core tenet of that. The other piece of the scripting and pre-paving, all the other stuff, is just we get as we're writing it, we get to feel those very emotions in the moment, because as human beings, we have those emotions available to us now. We don't have to wait for things to manifest physically to have those experiences. While you're doing Violet's scripting, you're actually experiencing the joy of a safe, supportive, fulfilling work environment. And that's the beauty of it. And you might think, wow, that's sort of silly or that's weird or whatever, but do it. Because when you do it and you're feeling it, it's pretty amazing. So Thomas says, fairly often I read a job advert that says, must be enthusiastic. And I think, oh, that's not for me then. Is EDT Eastern time? Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, I believe so. I think this is Oh Thomas. I love that script, Greg. Me re-feeling in the job. Yeah, definitely check out Violet's track or attend one of her lives for the scripting. It's really lovely to do it at the same time with other people. Or if you feel like you understand it already, just pick it up as a part of your journaling practice. I do it mentally. I do it while I'm walking. I tell the story of what I want from a now place, you know. And people, normal people think I'm weird, and I'm okay with that, because I live in this. When I'm doing that, I'm living in the potentiality of it happening. I'm living in the dream in the very moment, because I am feeling the emotions of it. The emotions meaning my mind is creating the vibration through the thoughts by focusing purely on those emotions and what I'm wanting. Yes. So, yes, what are you guys saying? Yes, Thomas Violet says yes. Violet says, Greg, you need to join me in the scripting sessions. You explain that so well. Well, I've been studying Abraham Hicks for a long time, since I was in LA. So we're talking 15, 20 years almost. But yes, I would love to do that, Violet. Let me reach out to me. You're welcome, Carolyn. I hope that you are complete. Do you feel better, my dear? Because I could feel the heaviness in your question, and I'm wanting also to just encourage you. The other beautiful thing about asking for the feelings is it brings a lightness into our hearts, it brings a lightness into our minds. That things aren't so serious, they're not so heavy, they're not so difficult. It just eases the whole game up for us, and we get to be creators instead of sufferers. We get to be manifestors instead of people that are simply responding to everything that happens outside of ourselves, you know. And it's a joyful life that way. It's not always easy, but it's a joyful life. Yeah, Joanne loves Violet scriptings. Mentality is beautiful too. Yes, Carolyn, I'm so good. Vicky, I actually did this in January and found the perfect job. It works. The people are just unreliable, so I'll do it again. Okay, so Carolyn, there you go. Vicky's a perfect example. And I have confidence. I did it with Violet. Violet, I don't know when you had that one, but it was before I moved. It was just a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? 1 or 2 weeks ago. I did it on Violet's live stream, and I loved what I wrote. It was, I'm gonna take extra time. I'm gonna read it to you guys so you get a sense of what this is like. Hold on. Woo, I'm warm. I'm just doing this because I want you guys to have, I mean, I love sharing with you and I love sharing my experiences as it is, but I want you to hear a concrete example of this, right? Because it can be really, really powerful. Um, what else? Adi, yes. Bring a lightness into our hearts. Yes. Play and joy and fun into the game of life. Thank you, Greg. And all, yeah. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so this is what I wrote during Violet's live stream for scripting. This job is amazing. The people are so friendly and heartfelt. My boss is super understanding, supportive, encouraging, and they recognize me and my unique abilities and wisdom. I'm so glad I got clear on wanting remote work from home anywhere I want to be. And this job delivers. They had no problem with me leaving for Utah and didn't even bat an eye when I made the move to Tenerife, Canary Islands. I get to work on the deck or in studio or while doing quick trips around Europe, and the hours are totally up to me. I work whenever I want, any time of day, as long as I get my work done, play as a team, and support the company. I was so very excited to get the pay I wanted to. I started at, and I put my amount, hours per week. And after 3 months, I was doing so well, they bumped me up $5 an hour. This job has also made an enormous difference in my confidence and sense of stability. I can afford anything I want. And now, and I'm completely and I'm completely financing my business. I've invested in awesome equipment for my home studio for doing lives, Zooms, and producing videos and audios. My vibration is so much more relaxed too. Donations on lives are flowing easily. IT has been um, something. I can't read my chicken scratch sometimes as my followers grow. Oh, yeah, I just hit 777 followers. Anywho, this job has been so fun. The work is fulfilling, flexible, and flowing. I feel so free and fulfilled. The minute I saw the posting, I felt the fit. I just knew intuitively inside, and the interview process and hiring process just continually affirmed that. We laugh, joke, tell stories. It's a great work and meeting culture. The work allows me to use so many skills too, my people and organizational skills, my intuitive and creative skills, and my ability to make connections and build rapport. Oh, and service too. The job has 150% allowed me to move to the Canaries and build my business as well. Thank you, Source, for this amazing job. That's what I wrote. So that's the example. You guys can do it too. Yeah, and that was, at first when Violet was talking about it, I was like, I'm just gonna do it in my mind. But when she told me she got her dream job and she's really loving it, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write it down. And I'm so glad I did because now I can go back and reread it and I can revise it if I want to. But it's so great. And again, it's not so much about scripting as, I mean, the scripting is the tool, but understanding the underlying tenets of it, with, if you will, the energetic principles of this is what's really much most important. And if you're not a journaler like me, you can do it in writing, or you can do it in your mind on your daily walks or whatever. So yeah, it's this is this is what all the people who talk about the law of attraction are talking about. This is a perfect example of it. And even though it doesn't have to be related to law of attraction, if you want to feel powerful in creating your life, this is a great tool, or one great tool, or, find another great tool. Yeah, or don't do it. I mean, I don't care. It's immaterial. It's not like I feel like I have to use all my tools every single day. There's ones that keep me sane, and there's ones that, you know, like scripting or whatever, to come up as needed, and I do them there and then, and go on to something else. So anyways, we've gone on and on, but this has been a powerful live. And I thank you guys for your presence here. Thank you for following me. If you haven't yet, I invite you to follow me. I love when people follow. I'm as of the start of this live, I was 12 short of 500 followers. So if we can get to 500 followers by the end of the June, that'll be pretty exciting. And we're just going to keep growing. So please recommend my tracks to your friends who maybe haven't met me. Tell them to come and visit the live if you enjoyed it. Feel free to donate here or through my alternative means on on my link tree, which you can find in my profile on the About tab. And if you don't feel like you have the money to donate, I understand that. It's all a celebration of abundance anyways, whether you donate in a live or whether you listen to a track and review it. That is another way to support teachers. It's actually one of the best ways to support teachers when you're not feeling called to actually give a financial donation. It's really helpful for us, and at least for me, and I think for Violet and others, we love reading the reviews, and I love replying to them. They're just so much fun. So with that said, oh yeah, and if you like connecting outside of Insight Timer, please do check out my link tree. I have all my socials and other things there. I do love building community outside of our beautiful Insight Timer community as well. Last public service announcement. Yeah, I can't read my own writing half the time, Violet. I relate to that. Carolyn, I'm glad that you found your reading very, very helpful. So I hope that you can really start to feel that lightness as begin anew, as you begin anew your employment search. Forget about the last year, my friend. It's water under the bridge. It doesn't matter that I mean, it took me 15 years to recognize my gifts of energy and channeling. I was told 15 years ago that I'm a channel. 15 years ago was the first time I laid my hands on somebody's chakras and they had an experience and they felt better. And now I do it remotely. I mean, it took me 15 years, but who cares? Because now is all that matters. And now we've had a great live and full of beautiful guidance because you guys have sought that guidance. And I have been allowed by your presence here to be of service to you. And I love doing that. So what do we got? Like, oh, Kiana. Hi, sweetheart. Good to see you here. Oh, thank you for saying that. You're glowing and shining so brightly. I'm proud of you and happy to see this new chapter that you've gone. Yeah, I know. Oh, wait, I got to show you guys the mountain. Okay, let me see if I can do this. You might not hear me. I apologize. You also get to see my shorts. Oh no, this is not long enough. Oh, it's not long enough. Hold on. Can you see it? Oh, there it is. Can you see it? There it is, the mountain outside my house. Literally, it's a mountain. There's another one too. I have to take pictures of it and put it up on the interwebs. There we go. All right. I know I'm a goofball. I'm just so happy to be here. I love being on these lives with you guys, and I'm so happy that I actually have a really comfortable, safe home with friends that I really love, and I love all of you so much. So thank you for being here. I'm going to wrap it up so that I can start processing the video to go up on the tube of views. And yeah, I love mountains too, Joanne. I love mountains and water. That's why I want to live on a volcanic island. Thank you, Vicky. I so appreciate your donation on PayPal and mentioning it. That is really, really helpful. I actually get those donations right away. Insight Timer offsets the donations and sends them to us in the next month, which is great. But it's nice. Both are actually really. Thank you, Thomas. It is super cool. Ocean comes first for you too, Joanne. Yeah, I had an image long time ago, when the only goal I ever had as a 20-something person, and that was a home by the sea. Not owned home, but just lived by the sea. So, but it had a mountain in the background too. So I love mountains as well. All right, my friends. I'm back again Friday, 3 p.m. Mountain, which is 5 p.m. Eastern. So basically, take my old time and add an hour. So whatever time you used to come visit with me on the lives before I moved to Utah, just add an hour to it, and that's when the new ones will start. So we're doing Friday. What are we doing on Friday? Friday, we're doing more readings, energy readings. But I have a feeling I might just do these readings extravaganzas. And then Saturday night or Saturday evening, afternoon, we're doing another readings extravaganza where you guys get to pick your reading type. Seems like everybody did channeled message today. So that's interesting. Yeah. All right. That's it, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey on the path to the heart. And thank you for all of your love and support. And I will see you either soon at one of my lives or somebody else's. So do take care.